Hey everyone, welcome back to Solo Party. My name is Kane, and we are back with our Slay the Spire, the board game Ascension runs, this time with the Watcher on Ascension 4. I've got a new setup going on, so let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Hopefully this gets all of the important information on screen at the same time. Before we see our boss and first encounter, let's go ahead and get our Niao's Blessing. And of course we gain the 3 gold and card reward, which is common amongst all of them. So let's do that before we look at our other options. We've already gained the 3 gold in addition to the 2 we get for solo play, so let's look at that card reward. And we've already drawn one of our golden tickets early, so we did get to draw a rare card reward as well, and we got Vault. And I do think it is a little too early for the Vault. It does cost 3 energy, it lets us discard all of our cards without retain, draw another 5 cards, and gain another 3 energy, and then it exhausts. And I'm not sure if it's really worth it this early when we don't really have that many cards we kind of want to redraw into. We still have mostly our starter deck. And so now we can choose between Prostrate and Tantrum. Prostrate gives us 1 defense and a miracle, and miracles are unique to the Watcher. You can see on its board here tells us a miracle gains you 1 energy. And our passive relic we start with, at the start of combat, we do gain a miracle to start. And then Tantrum is a 1 energy 2 attack. It lets us enter Wrath, and if you're familiar with the game, we do have stance mechanics here, and then we get to put this card on top of your draw pile. So let's go over the stances real quick. You always start in neutral, which does nothing on its own. We also can go into Calm, and you get to gain 2 energy whenever you leave Calm. And then while you're in Wrath, it kind of works like having 1 strength. You get +1 to all of your attack icons on attacks, and then at the end of the turn, you take 1 damage, which can be blocked. So as good as Prostrate is, I think we want to take more damage up front, so we're going to go with Tantrum. And now with that, for the rest of Niao's Blessing, I think we want to gain 5 gold, another card reward, and a curse. We do have a shop coming up pretty early where we can just go remove the curse, so I think this is going to be a worthwhile trade. And for this card reward, we can choose between Windmill Strike, Reach Heaven, and Nirvana. And we don't have any Scry cards, so we're not going to go with Nirvana for now. And now between Windmill Strike and Reach Heaven, I think we're going to go with Reach Heaven just because Windmill Strike is more expensive and we don't really have any retained synergies either. So Reach Heaven is just the more universally good card. We know we start out with 1 miracle. So as long as we don't spend it, we're going to be able to do this for 3 damage. And for our curse, we have gained a Clumsy. This is just unplayable and ethereal. So really not the worst curse we could have drawn, but we are probably just going to remove it at the shop. And now we can roll for our boss and first encounter. Okay, so we're going to be going up against the Slime Boss. And we need a 1 through 4 for the first encounters. And we get the 1, which is the Cultist. Alright, so at the start of combat, we gain our first miracle, and we always start in neutral. So let's draw our opening hand. We have a Reach Heaven, Defend, Strike, Tantrum, and Eruption. Okay, so we know the Cultist is going to be attacking for 1 and then gaining strength. So we do want to get 1 block here. Let's go ahead and roll our die and see if we can get it with that. And a 1 is not going to do that for us. So we will spend our first energy on simply a defend so we can get our 1 block. We will then spend 1 energy to play our Reach Heaven, which will deal 2 + 1 for our miracle, so a total of 3 damage, taking it down to 6. And while I would like to play Tantrum, I don't have a way to block the extra damage that it will deal us, so we are going to use our last energy to play a single strike, taking it down to 5. And that's going to end our turn, so we'll discard the rest of our hand. And on the Cultist turn, it's going to attack us for 1, which we will be able to block, and then it will strengthen up. Now on our turn, we'll go back up to 3 energy and draw our hand. We got a Vigilance, Defend, Strike, Strike, and our Clumsy. Okay, our curse. We're being attacked for 2, so let's go ahead and spend 2 energy to gain 2 block and go into Calm with our Vigilance. And lastly, we will spend 1 energy for a strike to deal 1 damage, taking it to 4. Our curse will exhaust, and the rest of our hand goes to the discard pile. On the Cultist turn, it attacks us for 2, which we block, and then it will gain 1 more strength. We'll go back up to 3 energy and draw our hand. So we draw the rest, which is a defend, a strike, and a defend. So we'll shuffle our discard pile and draw 2 more. I am realizing I did forget to roll that die on that last turn. You'll have to forgive me. It's been like 2 weeks since we've played, so I'll start remembering that. And we also have a strike and defend. Okay, so now let's roll our die. Okay, a 2 is also not going to get us anything. So we are being attacked for 3, so we are just going to spend all of our energy to play 3 of our defends. And that will give us the 3 block we need to block through this turn, and I'm hoping that we'll gain our stronger attacks this next turn to be able to finish it off. We are then attacked for 3, which we block, and it gains another strength. Now we'll draw up to 5. Our Reach Heaven, Defend, Vigilance, Strike, and Strike. All right, that's going to be enough. We go up to 3 energy. We'll play our Reach Heaven for 1, dealing it 3 damage, taking it down to 1, and spend 1 more energy for a Strike, which defeats it. So we're going to gain 1 gold and a card reward. We can do Rush Down, Tranquility, or Meditate. And I do like a couple of these cards. All of them kind of fit in with the different stance changes we're going for. But I think for now, I'm going to take Meditate. And because we know we want to hit this merchant, we're going to go up the middle here and grab an event. Okay, so if this is the first question mark, discard it and draw again. Otherwise, we would have to fight and treat this room as a normal random encounter. But this is our first question mark, so we don't have to do that. And that was one of those harder events that got added into Ascension 3. And we've got Scrap Ooze. This is also one of the harder events. Before you is an acidic slime that ate too much scrap for its own good. Inside the creature, you see glints of light, perhaps something magical. Now we reach inside and roll the die and lose 1 HP, or we can leave and nothing happens. So if we get a 1 or 2, we can reach inside again or leave. If we get a 3 or 4, we gain 2 gold, and a 5 or 6 gets us a relic. So I do think we'll just take the 1 HP loss to gamble here. Okay, I am very much an all or nothing kind of guy with this, so we're going to play it until we get it. And this right here, you all, is how we are going to lose the run. All right, we're down to 5 HP for no good reason, and a 3 is going to get us 2 more gold. Then we only have one option. We have to do a random encounter, and it looks like we've got a red louse that summons a green louse and another red louse. Okay, we're really not trying to lose any HP in these hallway fights since we just took so much from that event. All right, remember that all of the louses have the curl up ability, so the first time that they take damage, they're going to gain 2 block. And let's go ahead and draw our opening hand. We've got a Tantrum, a Vigilance, Strike, Eruption, and Defend. Now we roll to see what the enemies will do. Okay, and a 4 does give us 1 block. And it means that we're getting attacked for 2, 1, and 1, so a total of 4 coming our way. I did a turn without audio on, that's why the Wrath was over there, so that goes back to neutral. And this is going to be a good opportunity to see these stances in action. We also need to gain our Miracle at the start of combat. We're going to spend 2 of our energy to play our Vigilance. That's going to give us 2 block, putting us up to 3, and we will go into Calm. Next, we will spend 1 energy and play Tantrum. Actually, I don't think we're going to do that yet. I think we will just stay in Calm and instead play a single strike on the red louse, taking it to 3, and then it gains 2 block. And I'll change my mind one last time. I think all of that does seem pretty bad. We don't want to take any damage if we can avoid it, so we will actually just use that last energy for a defend, putting us up to 4 block, and that will end our turn. The enemies will activate and we'll be able to fully block every attack. So now we go up to 3 energy and draw our next hand. We got a Strike, Defend, Reach Heaven, Strike, and Defend. So now we'll roll our die. Okay, on a 1, the red louse is going to be strengthening up, and then 2 damage each means another 4 damage coming our way. But we're a little better off this turn. We're going to go ahead and spend 1 energy, and we'll play our Reach Heaven. So that's going to deal a total of 3 damage since we still have our Miracle, and we'll defeat the red louse over here. So now we only have 2 incoming damage. And we will spend our last 2 energy to play our 2 defend, gaining 2 block. That's the end of our turn, so the red louse will strengthen up, and the green louse will attack us for 2, which we will full block. We'll draw our next hand. That's going to be all these cards here. A Strike, Clumsy, Meditate, Defend, and we are unfortunately going to shuffle here, so we're not going to get a good use out of Meditate this turn. And we've also got another Defend. All right, we'll roll our die. Okay, 6. That's going to let us gain 1 block. And then we're being attacked for 2, 3 total, and being weakened. So we will spend 2 of our energy to play 2 defends, going up to 2 block. Sorry, going up to 3 block, we were already at 1. And we will use our last energy to strike for 1 damage onto the red louse. It would shield up for 2 block, but that's going to be the end of our turn, and it will lose it at the start of its turn. So we'll just clear our area, and our Clumsy gets exhausted. Red louse attacks us for 3, which we fully block, and then the green louse will weaken us. Our next hand is a Strike, Vigilance, Strike, Eruption, and Defend. We'll roll our die. Okay, and a 2 means we're gaining another strength and being attacked for 2. We're going to start our turn by spending 2 energy in order to play Eruption. So that's going to deal 2 damage, 1 damage because we're weakened, and we'll do that again to the red louse. It's not going to gain any more block because it already gained that last turn. And then we go into Wrath. So we are leaving Calm, which means we're going to gain that 2 energy back, going up to 3. We will then spend 1 energy in order to play a strike for 2 damage, and we will take out this red louse. And then we will spend our last 2 energy to go back into Calm and gain 2 block so we can fully block the green louse. We also avoid having to take the 1 damage from being in Wrath at the end of our turn. So the green louse will go and we will fully block its 2 damage attack. And let's draw our next hand. A strike, tantrum, defend, reach heaven, and yeah, I'm actually not even going to shuffle. We will be able to defeat it this turn. We just start with a tantrum for 2 damage. We'll take it down to 1. But then with our next energy, we can play reach heaven for 1, 2, 3, 4 because we're in Wrath now, which will be enough to get through its 2 block and its last health. For that, we're going to gain another gold going up to 14 and a card reward. We get to choose between Battle Him once per turn, deal 1 damage, plus 1 if you're in Wrath. That's good for what we do. Oh, Collect, though. This is good for our Reach Heaven to power it up and also just having more ways to gain energy. Or a signature move. Probably not too great because it has to be the only attack card in our hand, and we do have plenty of attacks. So I think we're going to go with Collect. And now we can visit the Merchant. All right, so I know we said that we were going to come here and remove our curse, but because of what we've drawn, I think we're just going to hold off for now on getting rid of it. It's not that bad of a curse anyways, so I'm not too worried about it being in our deck. We're going to start by spending 2 coin to get this empty body. This is going to give us 2 block and enter neutral. So this is going to help us either get out of Wrath or exit Calm. And then we have just enough gold remaining to get both Ice Cream and Omamori. This early on, grabbing Omamori so we cannot gain any more curses is going to be huge. It's going to let us take those higher risk options with no downside. And then Ice Cream, at the start of our turn, we gain our leftover energy from last turn to a maximum of 6. So we can carry over up to 3 energy since we start with 3. And I like the cards we've been getting, so I don't necessarily want to add more. I think I want to see what's going to go on at another event. Okay, and this is again another one of those harder events. They all got shuffled together in there, I guess. So, World of Goop, you fall into a puddle made of slime goop. Frantically, you claw yourself out, but notice some of your gold is missing. You notice more left behind from unfortunate adventurers. So, we can either gather gold, gain 3 coin, and lose 2 HP. We definitely do not want to do that. We can reach deeper. Here we go, to gain a relic and a curse. But we have Omamori now, so we can just gain a free relic or we can lose one. We don't even have one to lose, but we definitely want to go ahead and get a free relic. Omamori already paying for itself there. And we get the boot. Okay, we saw this one in one of our other games as well. On a 4, 5, or 6, we're also going to deal 1 damage. So we got a lot of synergy with higher rolls. And now we get to go up to a campfire. And while we could heal to go to full, I think we'll play it a little bit riskier. I think we'll be able to make it through these next hallway fights until we get to another campfire. And we're going to go ahead and upgrade our Reach Heaven. So now it's going to do plus 2 damage for each miracle that we have. Now we get to go to the treasure and get another relic. Okay, and we have Horncleat. So now on a 1 or 2, we're also going to gain some defense. So on anything except for a 3 right now, we can gain 1 block. And now we're going to go right so we can make sure we hit that other campfire and have a hallway encounter. And we will be facing 2 Fungi Beast. The Fungi Beast have the Spore Cloud ability, so on their death, we will gain a vulnerable. Let's draw our first hand. We've got a strike, defend, empty body, and eruption. Let's roll to see what they will be doing. Okay, and on a 1, that's going to gain us 1 block. And the Fungi Beast will be attacking for 2, and this one will be gaining 2 strength. And I think we'll have a pretty simple turn here. We are just going to spend 1 energy in order to play our empty body to give us another 2 block. We're already in neutral, so we don't re-enter neutral. Then we will spend our last 2 energy to play our eruption for 2 damage against the first Fungi Beast, taking it down to 4, and then we will enter Wrath. That will end our turn, and because we are in Wrath, we do take 1 damage, going down to 2 block. For the enemy turn, the Fungi Beast is going to gain 2 strength and attack us for 2. In the other order, we'll be attacked for 2 first, and we will block it all. And the second Fungi Beast gains 2 strength. Okay, I wanted to apply this to the one that was gaining strength, so I did mess that up. So this one goes down to 3. We'll draw our next hand, and we have Defend, defend, vigilance, collect, and tantrum. And we'll roll our die here. Okay, on a 5, we are going to gain 1 block and get to deal 1 damage. And we're going to deal 1 to this first Fungi Beast because we can spend 1 energy in order to defeat the second Fungi Beast with our Tantrum. We are in Wrath, so this will deal 3, defeating this one. And then we gain a Vulnerable. Since this one is only gaining Strength this turn, we don't really care about the Vulnerable at the moment. We will then spend 1 energy in order to play our Collect. That's going to give us 2 Miracle, and then we will exhaust it. And we will end our turn there, so Ice Cream will let us carry over our 1 energy to 4 next turn. The Fungi Beast will now activate and gain 2 strength. Alright, so my camera briefly died, but we had our Reach Heaven, which is way more than enough to defeat the Fungi Beast, and so we gained 1 coin, we got our first potion, which is an energy potion. We've got a lot of energy floating around, and we'll get a card reward. Okay, our other golden ticket, Protect, or Tranquility. All right, let's see what our golden ticket card is. And so we got a Scrawl. And I think with all the extra energy we're going to have, being able to draw more cards is going to be really good. So we're going to take Scrawl. And now we get to go to another campfire. And I think once again, we're going to play it a little riskier this time around. And we are not going to rest, and we're going to upgrade another card. This time we're going to upgrade our Eruption, so now it only costs 1 energy. Then we get to go to another event. And we have Big Fish. Objects float before you. Which do you choose? Okay, so we could get a banana to heal 2, a donut to upgrade a starter strike, a box to gain, and again, another free relic without gaining a curse. Honestly, healing would be good, but it's really hard to not take this option since we have Omamori. So we're going to choose box. And we get Mummified Hand. Once per combat, we get to gain 2 energy if we played a power this turn. And okay, so we do not have any powers yet, but we'll definitely be on the lookout now that we have this. And now we'll face an Act 1 Elite. And we drew Lagavulin. All right, this one is a heavy hitter, so we're going to hope we don't regret not healing here. All right, so the Lagavulin has 22 HP, and it starts the fight by giving us 2 weak. So let's go ahead and draw our first hand. We've got Meditate, Strike, Strike, Clumsy, and Empty Body. Okay, not a great opening hand. We'll roll our die. And for 6, we do get to trigger another die ability and also deal 1 damage. So since we don't need block this turn, I think we'll just deal 2 damage, taking the Lagavulin down to 20. And I think we're going to go ahead and put Ice Cream to work. We do not have a good hand here. We're not going to play any cards. We're just going to end our turn with 3 energy. So next turn, we'll have 6 to spend. And hopefully, we draw into our Scrawl, so we have a lot of options about what we want to do. Now, the Lagavulin will go and give us 2 weak. And it goes back to our turn. We gain another 3 energy, going to 6. And we'll draw our hand. Vigilance, Defend, Eruption, Defend, and a Reach Heaven. Okay, a good hand. And sorry, the Lagavulin is now going to be attacking us for 4 this turn. Let's roll our die. Okay, 6 again, that's good. But we are being attacked this time, so I think we will gain 1 block and deal 1 damage. So it is now down to 19. Now we'll play our Vigilance for 2, putting us down to 4 energy to give us 2 block, putting us up to 3, and then we'll enter Calm. Then we'll spend 1 energy, going down to 3, to play Eruption. That's going to deal 2 minus 1 because of weak, so 1 damage to the Lagavulin takes it down to 18. And now we enter Wrath. When we enter Wrath, we also gain 2 more energy from leaving Calm, putting us back up to 5. Then we will spend 1 energy, going down to 4, to play Reach Heaven for 2, 4, 5 in Wrath, back down to 4 because of weak. That takes the Lagavulin to 14. And we will spend 2 energy, going down to 2, to play 2 basic defends, putting us up to 5 block. We'll end our turn with 2 energy remaining, and we take 1 damage from Wrath, putting us down to 4 block. The Lagavulin attacks us for 4, which we get to fully block. And again, thanks to Ice Cream, we get to keep that energy and go up to 5. Now we have Defend, Defend, Strike, Scrawl, and Collect. We'll roll our die to see what happens. And a 6 again, okay. We will once again gain 1 block and deal 1 damage, putting it down to 13. Then we will spend 1 energy, going to 4, to play our Collect to give us 2 more miracles and exhaust it. We will then spend 1 energy, going down to 3, for our Scrawl to draw 5 cards and exhaust. We draw the rest of our deck, which is a Tantrum and a Strike, and then we'll shuffle and draw 3 more. And we also get... Okay, our Clumsy actually should have already exhausted. I accidentally put that into our discard. So a Strike, Strike... All right, not really what we were hoping for. We can't exit our stance, so we do want to fully block this turn, which we aren't necessarily going to be able to do. We will spend 3 of our energy to play 3 of our basic defends going up to 4 block, but that does mean we still are going to take 1 because we're in Wrath form. I will, however, spend 1 of my miracles to gain 1 energy to play a Tantrum, which will deal 3 damage, taking it down to 10, and we are still in Wrath form, but then it gets to go to the top of our draw pile, and that will be the end of our turn. So we take 1 damage, going down to 3 block. The Lagavulin attacks for 4, meaning we take 1 HP damage, and it's also going to gain a Strength. But at least now we are getting a turn off from it attacking, so hopefully we can kill it in these next 2 turns. We'll go up to 3 energy and draw our hand. We get Tantrum, of course, Empty Body, Reach Heaven, Defend, and Meditate. Okay, so we should definitely be able to take it out in 2 turns, if not this turn. Let's roll our die. Oh my goodness, how do we keep doing it? Okay, we're not being attacked, so we'll deal 2 instances of 1 damage, taking it down to 8. We will spend 1 energy to play Reach Heaven. That's going to deal 2, 4, 6. Wrath is 7. So that puts it at 1. And yes, we have our Tantrum. So 1 more energy will defeat the Lagavulin. We only took 1 damage there, so not too bad. We'll gain 2 coin, a Relic, and we get Red Mass. So on a 5 or 6 now, we also weaken. We do love those high rolls. And then a card reward we can choose from. Just Lucky, Halt, or Flying Sleeves. Okay, I don't know about Flying Sleeves. We've got some good attacks. Halt is good. We are in Wrath quite a bit, especially if we're in Tantrum. That's just going to keep putting us into Wrath. And Just Lucky. Yeah, I like both of these 0-cost cards. And we are low on health, but I mean, this one also does give us block or a scry. I mean, that's really good. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take the one that does a little bit of everything, a little more of a gamble here, but we'll take Just Lucky. And now for our campfire before the boss, we will definitely heal here and go up to 7 HP. And now we're ready to take on the slime boss. All right, it starts with 22 HP. It's going to start by putting a bunch of statuses into our deck. Let's see what we draw. Okay, we start with a Scrawl, Empty Body, Defend, Strike, and Defend. Yeah, we definitely wanted to see more attacks there. Start of combat, we gain our Miracle, and we'll roll our die. Okay, a 2. That is going to allow us to gain 1 block. And yeah, let's go ahead and just spend 1 energy and start with our Scrawl. Try to get a good opening here. We'll draw 5 cards. If we could draw into our Curse here as well, that'd be nice to get rid of. Strike, Vigilance, Defend, Tantrum, and a Strike. Okay. Yeah, we definitely want to try to have a bigger turn next turn. So let's go ahead and spend 1 energy in order to play Tantrum. So we'll deal 2 damage, taking it to 20. We'll go into Wrath, and this will go on top of our draw pile. And we're not going to play anything else, so we can save our energy for next turn, where hopefully we'll have a lot more to do. Since we are in Wrath, we do take 1 damage, but we have 1 block from our roll. And now the slime boss will put 3 slimes into our discard pile. We're up to 4 energy, and we'll draw our hand. We get our Tantrum, of course, our Defend, Collect, Clumsy, and an Eruption. Okay, but this time we are getting attacked for 3 and getting 2 slimes. Let's roll the die. We'd love to see a 6 here. Okay, another 2. That's going to give us 1 block. Well, this is really not a good turn for us, but we're going to do what we can. We will spend 1 energy to play our Eruption. It's going to deal 3 because we are in Wrath already, so down to 17. We'll spend another energy to play our Tantrum again, doing another 3 damage, taking it down to 14. So we'll go back on top of our draw pile. We will spend 1 energy to play a Defend and raise our block by 1. And we will go ahead and spend our last energy to play our Collect and exhaust it to gain another 2 Miracle. And we'll end our turn. We are still in Wrath, so we go down to 1 block, and our Clumsy will exhaust. The slime boss then attacks us for 3. We go down to 0 block and take 2 damage, going down to 5 HP. We then get another 2 slimes into our discard pile. Now we're back up to 3 energy, and we'll draw 5. Tantrum, Reach Heaven, Meditate, Just Lucky, and Strike. Okay, we got our Meditate on a pretty good turn this time at least. We'll roll the die. And it's cocked, so I will take that. Okay, there we go, a 6. So we will weaken, and we will trigger a block to gain 1 block. And then our boot will deal 1 damage, putting it down to 13. We'll start by playing our Just Lucky for 0, which will deal 1 damage and gain us 1 block. But we are in Wrath, so that is 2 damage, taking it down to 11. And our block up to 2. We will spend 1 energy on a Reach Heaven. That's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 because of our Wrath. And that takes it down to 2. And we will spend 1 more energy, and we will go ahead and play Tantrum again. We could have beat it with just a regular strike, but I wanted to play Tantrum, so we have this on top of our draw pile again for next turn. And with 1 energy remaining, we'll go ahead and end our turn there. We are in Wrath, so we do take 1 damage, but we can block it. And the slime boss is dead, but at the start of next round, it's going to summon a large slime, acid slime, and spike slime. And now we'll go up to 4 energy and draw our next hand. We know we have Tantrum on top here, so we're going to shuffle and draw 4 more. All right, we've also got a status, Just Lucky, Strike, and Eruption. We're back down to 0 block. We'll roll our die. Okay, and a 1 is going to gain us 1 block. We'll start by playing our Just Lucky, which will deal 2 damage, and we'll get to scry 1. And I think we'll start by working on this Spike Slime, taking it down to 3. Whenever you scry a card, you get to look at that many cards and then decide if you want to discard it or put it back in the order you drew it. So we got our Meditate, and I think I want to get to other cards faster, so we're going to put our Meditate in the discard pile. Then I will spend 1 energy, going to 3, to play Eruption for 3 damage, and we'll take out the Spike Slime. Then we'll spend another energy, going down to 2, to play our Tantrum for 3, and we'll work the Acid Slime down to 2. This goes back on top of our draw pile. I'll spend another 1 energy to play a Strike for 1, which will defeat the Acid Slime. So now we're not getting weakened either, and we just have to worry about being attacked for 3 and getting more statuses. And I will go ahead and spend that last energy. Well, actually, let's save it. I think and I hope we're going to defeat this before we draw through our discard pile again. I was going to exhaust this, but I'm hoping it doesn't matter. So we'll just end our turn with 1 energy. We are in Wrath, so we take 1 damage, going down to 0 block. The large slime attacks for 3. That puts us at 2 HP, and we get 2 more slimes in our discard. Now we go up to 4 energy. We'll draw 5 cards. Tantrum, Slime, Slime, Slimed. Oh no. And a Defend. All right, a very classic turn against the slime boss. Now let's roll our die. Okay, a 4 is pretty good for us. We do get 1 block there, and we get to deal 1 damage, so it goes down to 11. And a 4 means we're only being attacked for 1 and then getting weakened twice, so not too bad. We will spend 1 energy to play a Defend, going up to 2 block, so we'll be able to block the Wrath damage and the attack. And we will spend another 1 energy in order to Tantrum for, again, 3 damage, taking it down to 8. And yeah, once again, I don't think we're going to exhaust anything. We're going to save our energy, put that into our discard pile, and end our turn, taking 1 damage from the Wrath. The Tantrum is back on top of our draw pile. Large Slime attacks us for 1, which we get to block, and then we get weakened twice. Now we go up to 5 energy, and we'll draw 5. We get Tantrum, Defend, Defend, Empty Body, and a Strike. Okay, we're really hoping to see an attack-heavy hand, but we're just not getting it. Let's roll our die. And on a 2, we do gain the 1 block from Horncleat, and we are being attacked for 3. We will start by spending 1 energy once again for a Tantrum. It's our only consistent damage we're getting right now. So 3 takes it down to 5, goes back on top of our draw pile. We will spend another energy for a Strike, dealing 2 damage, putting it at 3. Then we'll spend 1 energy in order to play Empty Body. That puts us up to 3 block, and we go back to neutral, so we're no longer taking that end of turn damage from Wrath. And if we just spend 1 more energy for a Defend, we get 1 more block, which will be enough to block everything this turn. Oh, well, actually, we didn't even need to do that, because, again, we're not taking that end of turn damage from the Wrath. We're just taking 3 from the large slime. And yeah, again, we did attack twice there, so -2 means the large slime is at 5 because we had weak. So we will end our turn there. The large slime attacks us for 3, which we get to block through. And at the start of our turn, we go up to 4 energy, and we'll draw our 5 cards. We get Tantrum, Slime, Defend, Strike, and a Reach Heaven maybe? Oh, and another Strike, okay? But I think that will be enough to do it this turn. We spend 1 energy to Tantrum for 2 damage, putting it at 3, but we go into Wrath. We spend another energy on a Strike for 2, taking it to 1. Another energy on another basic Strike, which will defeat the large slime and thus defeat the slime boss in Act 1. All right, got kind of close there at the end, but I feel pretty good about how that went. So we're going to gain 3 coin. And that puts us to 6. We'll get a boss relic choice, where we get to choose between Pandora's Box. We get to transform 3 cards, use this immediately and discard. Empty Cage will let us remove 2 cards, use immediately. Or a Wrist Blade. Our 0-cost attacks deal +1 damage. Okay, so really, I mean, nothing really, I would say, is great for us here. We do have a lot of cards in our deck, so maybe an Empty Cage to slim that down. But also, maybe just Pandora's Box to transform and get 3 other cards could be good too. And I feel like we are playing a little bit riskier, a little more gambly, so let's actually do Pandora's Box here. Let's transform 3 cards. So we are going to transform 2 strikes and a defend. And those become Swivel. Okay, a 2-cost skill gives us 2 block, and the next attack we play costs 0. That's really great. I love this card in the game. A Fear No Evil, 2 damage. If you're in Wrath, enter Calm. Okay, another great card for us. And a Carve Reality, another great attack. Deal 3 damage to 1 or 2 enemies. So I would definitely say that was a wonderful Pandora's Box for us. And that's the end of our Act 1 video with the Watcher on Ascension 4. I will see you all next time for Act 2. This has been Solo Party. My name is Kane. Thanks for watching.